What is up, everyone? It's your boy Mike from Balls of Fury Ball Pythons, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about what makes ball pythons worth millions of dollars. Now, ball pythons can be great investment animals. Obviously, you should do it for fun, not just for the investment. I do it because I love the animals, and you can happen to make some money doing it too, which is awesome. So I'm going to show you guys the reasons why ball pythons go for such high prices and what makes them so expensive. The first factor that influences the price of ball pythons is the rarity of the mutation. Now, something like this animal right here, which is an orange dream Enchi freeway pied, is extremely rare. There is not a lot of them out there, so the rarer the snake is, the more expensive it's going to be. Now, that goes for any ball python mutation that is in low supply and has a high demand for it. Pieds are always in high demand, so that's going to influence the value of the snake. The freeway is in high demand as well. A lot of people are liking the freeway influence and the freeway mutation, so that also drives the price up. And having Orange Dream with the pied is another great gene that works well with pied. Very popular with the pied project and a very popular gene in general, so that's going to influence the price of the snake as well. And then we got the Enchi in there as well. So this snake is actually a 5-gene snake, which is also influencing its price. And the odds of hitting on a 5-gene snake are very, very rare depending on the pairing. Now, that's all going to influence the price of the snake. We got the OD in there, the Enchi, the freeway, which is yellow belly and asphalt, and then the pied. So such an insane combo, guys. Just take a look at how awesome this snake is. I mean, can't get much better than this. This girl is awesome. Really love the way she's starting to grow and get size on her. Beautiful snake, guys. Absolutely love it. The second factor that influences the price of ball pythons is supply and demand. So the higher the demand is for the animal, the higher the price is going to be. The lower the supply, the higher the price is going to be. Something like this yellow belly dream skull right here could fetch up to $4,000. She is a female, so that also influences the price. The sex of the animal definitely influences the price in ball pythons, and we'll go over that a little bit later in this video where I'll show you a really good example of that. But in general, females are more money than males. Now, something like this yellow belly dream skull is in super high demand. It's always sought after to have dream skulls in the collection. It is a visual double recessive with the codominant in there, so it's a very powerful animal as far as breeding projects go. And the supply of them is not high, guys. There's not a lot of these out on the market. They're difficult to make, and you have to have the right genetics in play to actually make them. You also got to make sure that the odds are good. But supply and demand plays a huge role in how expensive a ball python will be. And look at this girl, you guys. She is awesome. Her name is Gucci, one of my favorite snakes in the collection. I love dream skulls. The yellow belly just brightens it up a lot, and I love that. There's so many directions we can go on with this beautiful animal. Can't wait for her to get up to size. She's getting some nice size to her. Just look at that color, man. Just awesome. Beautiful. And you can see the lavender coming in on her head. Just absolutely gorgeous. Loving this snake. The third factor that influences the price of ball pythons is a sweet paint job. Basically, guys, if the snake looks cool, it'll influence its price because everybody's going to want to get it. And that drives up the demand for the animal. Something like this Confusion Starburst, which is a Confusion Leopard Enchi Lavender Ball Python, could fetch up to over $5,000 just because it's purely beautiful. Look at the coloration on this thing. I mean, it's just insane, you guys. Let me get a little bit closer for you, but just check out the colors on this thing. I mean, it's just insane, man. Beautiful, especially that side pattern. I mean, just gorgeous. So the better looking the animal is, the more expensive it's going to be. And that kind of works in any industry, guys, whether it's clothing, cars. The better the car looks, the better the clothes look. Usually the more expensive it is. The rarer it is, just like we talked about earlier, the more expensive it gets. So a sweet paint job can definitely influence the price of ball pythons. And the freeway is a good example of that because the freeway is an allelic mutation. So it's like a super, but it's not as difficult to produce as a recessive gene like the lavender. But the freeway is a cool looking snake, so it holds its value just because a lot of people want to get them because they're cool looking and they're beautiful, which drives up the demand for the animal. So factor number 3, guys, and man, I can't get enough of this snake. Just look at this thing. I mean, just ridiculous, guys. I never imagined a snake could look like this. It's just blowing my mind. Factor number 4 is the sex of the snake. Now, I talked about this a little bit earlier in the video, guys. Usually in ball pythons, females tend to be more expensive than males. They hold their value better, and they actually will increase in value as they get older. Now, the example I had for you guys of this, because a lot of people tell me, oh no, the sex doesn't influence it, you're making that up, but it really does, especially with something like a banana. Now, banana is a codominant gene. This is a banana pied, and banana is a sex-linked gene. So what that means is that usually banana will be linked to the Y chromosome of the DNA, which is the male chromosome. That's what makes you a male. XY chromosome is a boy. Now, for some reason, the banana gene has been linked to males pretty much, mostly, but there have been some females out there on the market that you can get. There's more now, but in the beginning, it was very, very hard to get female bananas, especially female banana combos. Super hard to get. But a banana pied male might go for like $400 or $500, whereas this banana pied female will go for about $1,000 to $1,200. Now, that's a huge difference in price, and it's mainly because she is a female. Now, that can go for pretty much any rare ball python mutation. The female is going to be more expensive than the male. And basically, guys, the cool thing about having a banana female is that when you breed it to something, all of the banana babies should be females. Now, even if it does produce a male banana, say you breed a male to a female banana, and you get male babies, the males in the clutch will actually be female makers. So when you breed the male banana from that clutch to another snake, it can actually produce female bananas, which is really cool. So that's why the sex plays a role in the price of the snake. Now, guys, this girl is beautiful. Unfortunately, she's deep in shed right now, so her colors are not as vibrant as they usually are, but she's awesome. She's growing quick, man. Got this snake a couple of months ago, and she is already almost at 400 grams. She's a little bit over 350 right now, and she's just doing fantastic, guys. She is awesome. Love this animal so much. And guys, really quick, just to go back to my last point about the sex influencing the price of ball pythons, banana is the only sex-linked gene that I know of myself. If you guys know of any other ones, comment them down below. That really only applies to the banana with the sex link thing. However, most female ball pythons will be more expensive than males for the most part. So I just wanted to put that in there so that you guys weren't confused and thought that like all genes are sex linked, because banana is really the only one that I know of. But if you guys know of any others, please let me know in the comments. So let's get to factor number 5, and that is the size of the snake. Now, this really applies to females mainly, but males will increase in value a little bit when they become a proven breeder, but the males don't tend to hold their value as well as the females. Now, a female ball python is going to be the cheapest to buy as a baby. That's just how it is. As they get closer to breeding size, the higher the price gets. Now, something like this beautiful Fire VPI Xanthic, you could probably get this for, $400 or $500 as a baby. But once it gets a little bit bigger and up to size and possibly becomes a proven breeder, you could probably fetch up to almost $1,500 for something like that. So the value of these animals actually will increase over time. So it's really a win-win situation for you when you invest in ball pythons. Now, obviously, you need to do your research. You need to know and understand how to take care of the animals. You need to understand how to breed the animals, how the genes work, and all that stuff to be successful and to make money. But say you get into ball pythons and you have a bunch of snakes, you're doing the right things, taking care of them, you're having success with them growing, they're eating well, and say for some reason, you just can't keep them anymore, you want to get out of it, at least if the snake is larger, you could actually make somewhat of a profit off of reselling them, since you cannot keep them anymore. So the sex and the size of the animal definitely plays a role in the price of the animal. And look at how awesome this snake is. This is our girl Onyx. She is a fire VPI axanthic. And I love the axanthic, especially with the Desert Ghost. I don't know if you guys have been seeing some of the axanthic Desert Ghost stuff coming out, but that stuff is absolutely ridiculous. And pretty much my goals with this girl is to definitely make some Desert Ghost axanthic combos. I think that'd be awesome. I think that really takes the axanthic to a new level because it just cleans it up and keeps that nice silver and black look. But the fire gene is great for that too. I love that she has the fire in her, because if she didn't, she would be a lot more browned out than she is as an adult. And that's one great thing about the fire gene with the axanthic. But just an awesome snake, guys. Factor 6, guys, the final factor that I could think of that makes ball pythons worth millions of dollars is the difficulty to produce. Now, some mutations are more difficult to produce than others, primarily recessives. This right here is a hypo clown. It's a double recessive, which is extremely difficult to produce. Now, recessives in general are tough to produce. You have to have a copy of the recessive gene on each side of the pairing. So in this case, the mom would have to have the hypo gene and the clown gene, at least one copy of each, and the dad would also have to have the same in order to have a chance of producing the hypo clown in the visual form. If not, you'll produce hets. Now, something like a hypo clown is extremely difficult to make, guys. This project, if you're starting with just a hypo to a clown, could honestly take you almost 7 to 10 years to produce the visual. There's a lot of factors that go into it. The odds are the biggest factor. You know, the number of eggs that the female lays is another factor. And also just the pairing itself factors your chances of producing this awesome snake. Now, they are long-term projects. Some of these, when you're getting into triple and double recessives and, you know, some of those crazy combos, they're definitely long-term projects, guys. But if you're able to get the visuals off the rip, if you have the budget to spend that money, I highly recommend getting the visuals, because it will definitely just take you to the next level. It'll fast forward your progression in producing a large quantity of these rare animals. So always get the visual if you can, but they are expensive. Something like this hypo clown female could fetch up to $1,800 or more. So double recessives, triple recessives, all those things are the way to go if you're going to invest in ball pythons. This is what makes ball pythons worth millions of dollars, guys. It's pretty much the factors that I thought of. If you guys think of any other ones, please go ahead and comment them. I always love to expand my knowledge. I love sharing my knowledge with you guys from my experiences keeping these animals and studying these awesome animals. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and drop a like, go ahead and drop a comment, and please subscribe to our channel. I would really appreciate that. I love coming on here and showing you guys what we got going on. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.